Yo, 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 yo. It is your boy Oculus Company here. Now, what's up, y'all? It's Matt back with another podcast with the two gents. The squad is back in town, back to normal, back to the groove of things. Thank God, because last year Andrew was not last year. Last week Andrew was just good heavens, god awful. But here we are, gents. How's your week going? Let's start with you, Andrew.
My week's going good. It's been freaking hot here, though. Ugh, I haven't been able to cool down whatsoever. Sucks. But other than that, work's been really good. Yeah, that's part of Arizona. Other than that, work's good. It's been a pretty good week. Yeah, no complaints, nothing crazy. Just doing the usual.
Doing the usual. Steven, pivot to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm having a blessed one, man. The week is good. Kids and wife been on a little vacay that it got extended a couple days, so I've been chilling at home. Started a new gig. It's been pretty fun so far.
Oh yeah,
yeah, man. It's day 4. We start working from home tomorrow, so I'm stoked.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks, man. Been
long time coming.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Been able to jump on and play some games since the family's gone. I got to play the new update for Call of Duty. It was super fun. Went through because, dude, there's only so much you can do on a computer. Went back and rewatched COD Champs that me and Matt went to in Vegas. That was an epic championship sweep, dude.
Stomping, it was crazy.
Stomping, it was nuts. But I was showing some of the guys at work because they play Call of Duty but don't really know about the CDL. And I had people just going deep into the murky waters with it.
Yeah.
It was cool, though. It was cool.
It's always fun to see someone do that for the first time.
Yeah. It was fun.
Oddly enough, I actually went back this week and watched Champs from Black Ops 4.
Oh, nice.
My absolute favorite competitive COD besides it's as weird as it sounds, besides Infinite Warfare. So that's what I did this week. The Women's Call of Duty League started this week. It's off season for the men's, so not for the men's, but for the CDL. So I had nothing Call of Duty wise to watch except for that, and actually it's pretty entertaining. The girls are pretty good. Some of them can shoot pretty straight. Some of
they call it WCDL,
WXC, Women of Call of Duty. Some of the women, like I'll name 2, Audie and then T, and then probably Kels as well, can probably be on like a CDL team and carry their own weight, kind of a thing. So, pretty good competition there. At the end of the day, it is a video game, so like it's even playing field. There's no physical differences for that. So
all about the grind.
I think T, if there's anyone, is going to be the first girl to be in the CDL, which would be cool to see. But anyways, that's what I've been watching. I've been watching a lot of cooking shows. The Great American Barbecue Showdown is on Netflix, season 2. Pretty fire so far. But other than that, I've been looking forward to Barbenheimer coming up soon. There's a nice Barbenheimer, yeah. Lots of good stuff coming out. So, speaking of the movie industry, let's keep it there for now. We'll go with the easy thing. Willy Wonka trailer came out, ladies and gentlemen. Timothée Chalamet, you see his first debut. You also see the kind of world that they're in versus like the previous Willy Wonkas. So thoughts, gentlemen. We will start with you, Steven, on just your take on 1. I want to hear about Timothy specifically, and then 2 about like the plot and how it looks in that world.
Yeah. So first off, we'll go with the theme of it. It looks amazing. It from the trailer, just the theme of the trailer, it hooked me. I'm in. Him as an actor, I am very intrigued on how he carries himself on and off the screen. So he makes me want to consume more content that he's in, trying to find more things that he's in and watch them before Wonka.
Yeah.
I'm still iffy on what the Oompa Loompas look like.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like this way better than the Johnny Depp Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, more classic looking.
Yeah, but I think I need to kind of go in there with an open mind because it's like I see the classic Oompa Loompas and it's like those are my Oomps. You know what I mean? Those are my guys. Now this is somebody's interpretation of it. They're trying to get close to it, but I got to give a little bit of grace going into this movie. But I am stoked, dude. I can't wait to take my kids.
Going off of that real quick. Do we think this is a continuity of Gene Wilder's original? So we don't think that, or we know that for sure?
Well, I don't think that. I'm not taking it that way.
Okay. Because if it is, I think that would make more sense for like why the Loompa Loompa looks a little bit more accurate to Wilder's.
I can see that.
But I don't know for sure if that's like a continuity thing or not.
Yeah. I'm not taking it that way. I just know that there was a big backlash with the Oompa Loompas in the last one. So I think that's kind of a thing. So they're kind of getting close to it. If it is like a before the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because I know there's a book, right? There's a
the book.
Yeah. I don't know if it's based off that. I've never read the book. But I am happy with what I see. I like the dark gritty, but yet I still like the theme of it. It looks good.
Do you two things? I'm gonna ask questions to both you guys. Probably the same ones actually too. Anyways, do you think the Oompa Loompas talking, like actually giving like a conversation, is odd compared to the first two Willy Wonka films where they don't say anything, they just kind of sing and then quietly listen to the commands and walk away without saying anything? Whereas this one kind of argues back with Willy.
I never really thought about that. Since you said that, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that wasn't even a thing. So even if I didn't notice it, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
And then number 2, are you getting like mafioso vibes with the Chocolate Cartel and then like Timothy being like the young up and coming mafia guy? Kind of like a Peaky Blinders where he's trying to establish himself in the world of like the Chocolate Factory kind of thing.
Yeah, I like the corporation kind of gangster they have going on. I'm enjoying it. I felt the Peaky Blinders coming through a little bit. I'm in, man. I thought the trailer, it hooked me. Definitely hooked me.
Any gripes at all?
No, that I couldn't get here sooner. I really want to watch it. You know what I mean? Besides that, yeah, that's pretty much
December. And pivoting to you, same questions I asked Mr. Steven here. So answer those questions just in your answer. If there's more questions I have, I'll ask them based upon your response.
Sure.
Go for it.
So it's a good trailer. I like that. I'm not sure if this is going to be the plot, but I like that you have a organized villain group against one person who's very passionate about it. When I was watching the trailer, the first initial thought that I have is this is the Willy Wonka that's weird, but not Johnny Depp bizarre. Like it was just the right amount of weird where it was like, and props to Timothée Chalamet. Like he could have gone in and tried to have redone. Why am I drawing a blank?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. But I don't feel like it's the same character. So to kind of answer your question, I don't think it's a continuation or it's like a prequel that will lead to that. I think this is something that's just its own story. That's a story that we know a little bit more, but not necessarily a prequel to the Gene Wilder. Let's see. What else did I think about it? I'm trying to think if there's anything negative that I could think of. Can't think of anything off the top of my head. The Oompa Loompas, I thought were well done. I think it's a very good nod to the originals, but still taking from some of the Johnny Depp, like the size was very similar, but without a lot of like the weird or awkward or just like plain strangeness to it. The talking I thought was actually pretty good because it gives the characters a little bit more life than just someone who's going to be there to be a transitional piece. Like you think about the Gene Wilder, it was just like a transitional. Every time something happened, there was a song that came on and then it moved the story forward versus giving us like an actual character to kind of gravitate to, which I think is what they were trying to do with the Johnny Depp stuff, but it was just too
odd.
Yeah, it was odd. The cartel, super cool. I hope that they are the main antagonist the entire time, and there's not like only one of them that comes to it. And ultimately, I hope that the theme becomes that Wonka is willing to do the extraordinary to outpace these people that are kind of stuck in their ways of, hey, we've owned the market and we know what we're doing and nobody else can touch us. And that's what drives his creativity is, hey, you could have your plain Jane chocolate that you know what it's going to taste like, or you can come and have an experience with Wonka. So that's what I'm hoping this is kind of like built towards.
Cool. So building off of that, I think the main antagonist is going to be the all of them together collectively. No one's touched on it or mentioned it yet. I think me mentioning it isn't going to be like some big voodoo secret that I caught and no one else did. But I'm sensing a corruption within the town itself. I'm sensing these mafia guys have control over the police as well. Therefore, they're coming to shut down Wonka in that scene where people are floating up or whatever. So I think it's going to be a whimsical, like man breeding corruption kind of take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Any gripes at all?
I don't. It's not necessarily a gripe. It's just and again, it's a nod to how good Timothy Chalamet is. You look at him and you expect him to start talking and to have a certain mannerism, and it's not. And so that threw me off the first time that I watched him. Like, man, he seems weird. But then, like, going back and watching it a second time, it's like, okay, that's his character. He's designed to be eccentric and just kind of strange, but creative, and almost like a genius who is thinking in a whole different perspective than somebody who's living a normal life. And so it makes sense. But when he went to go talk, I was like, that's not Timothy Chalamet. That's somebody else.
Yeah.
And again, only a good actor can pull that stuff off.
Yeah. So I agree with what you guys on everything pretty much. I'm excited for the film, but I've told you guys like from the beginning, I'm pretty excited for this film just because I know Timothy's gonna knock it out of the park. My only was murdering kids. Anyways, my only thing
like they were murdering themselves.
Yeah, they did to themselves, kind of a thing. But my only, it's not really. If this is like my only nitpick of it, I'm already satisfied. But Timothy in these scenes that they're showing here, like his personality doesn't seem whimsical enough for me to be a young Willy Wonka who's not the Willy Wonkas we've seen in the past. The reason why they have some kind of darker side to them is because they've seen the darker side of humanity. People are trying to steal the formula.
Well, I think that's
that kind of thing. This one is a full hopeful Wonka who I think should just be nothing but whimsical. And look, I'm not trying to say like he's not like whimsical at all, but whimsical enough like to where I thought he was going to be the super. I think Timothy specifically as an actor doesn't bring out just physically like appearance wise a because his eyes are so droopy all the time. He's not like as whimsical as like say a Johnny Depp would be, or even like a Gene Wilder where his eyes got super huge at times. It's just like his mannerisms aren't whimsical to the point I thought they would be. But again, if that's my only nitpick, I'm happy.
I kind of agree with that. My only nitpick was that he's not he's not creepy enough. Like when you watch the Johnny Depp one, you feel like Johnny Depp at any moment was about to snap. You know what I'm saying? And like hit somebody, you know? And then when you watch the OG one, there was times he said stuff and he was just like, I hate these kids. You know what I mean? Where he's just like, he had that it factor. It was about to pop off and you were just like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Where in this one, I don't know if the trauma has already happened.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Because the interesting thing is, and I think this is where the story's going to go, is you're going to have a Willy character, and that's going to transform into a Wonka. And so I think it's going to be like, this is who Willy is, and we're going to learn why he became the way he was.
Yeah.
So, which I think if there's someone who can do a contrast, again,
Timothy for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The kid's good. I mean, I have no doubts that Timothy's going to blow me away the entire time. My other gripe, which again isn't really a big gripe, it's just like a small detail, is like this city that he's in like looks nothing like the previous two cities where Charlie Buckets would come from. This seems like a very well-off city that like everyone's kind of rich and there's no downside to the city. So if this is where he stays, how was Charlie Buckets from this area? That's just like a small like detail like that isn't even worth like talking about or mentioning. But if I had to nitpick, it would be those two things. Like this city doesn't seem poor enough to where Charlie would be living here.
Do you think maybe he's the reason it gets poor?
Which should
he's-
be
That's where I was gonna go.
that's so I was thinking about it right now when you said that. That'd be an incredible layer to the entire Charlie story as to why Willie picks Charlie specifically later on.
So you think, that is great. Like that is a great storyline because through the movie, you're going to be rooting for Willie the whole time, and then you're going to be like, he's the bad guy. You know what I mean?
So not only that, but think of it if the main villains are 4 people that are all business owners, and Willy Wonka runs them out of business, and all their jobs leave with them, and that's why the town just shrivels up.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Dries out.
I could see Wonka like wanting to make up for it, therefore giving a kid from his town the riches to do what he wants with his family, especially the poorest kid. But
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
Depth, boys. Depth.
Again, if I had to nitpick, those things aren't even worth like mentioning in a normal setting. But in a podcast, I just had to give some kind of negative connotation. So
sure,
that's what I went with. So moving on to a second trailer, Ahsoka. Ahsoka has come out. My queen. I bow. Ahsoka's trailer has come out. A second one. We get an actual view of Thrawn this time. We see a little bit more depth of Sabine's character, which is a big thing for the record.
Continuity.
Of her.
Come on.
I'll let Andrew take over from there. But we get a big thing about Sabine. It's this to me doesn't even feel like just an Ahsoka show anymore. It feels like it's going to be Rebels season 8, which I'm on board with. The threat of the 2 people that are trying to find Thrawn seem more intimidating now for sure. But Andrew, give me your take on what you see in this trailer and good, bad, and nitpicks if you have any.
Yeah, so honestly, this trailer, I watched it like 4 or 5 times because I was just kind of enjoying it so much. So I don't really have much to nitpick. I'm excited to see the development of the weaknesses of Ahsoka. So there's a part where it talks about how she walks away from hard situations. And so like that's a callback to the Clone Wars where she walks away. She walks away from Sabine that we don't really know why there's a gap of period where they aren't talking. And hopefully we get a little bit more of that. But I think at the heart of it, we're learning that just like Anakin was broken, Ahsoka's got this brokenness to her where she can't hang. She has the attachments, and so unlike Anakin where he obsesses it over it, she just cuts the tie and she's like, nope, I'm out. So it's an interesting contrast to her master, who obviously at this time she knows became Vader. The subtlety of having Sabine start with long hair and then having her samurai cut her hair so it's very good. It's short to match the finale of Rebels, to where we pick up where they're meeting again. Like, I'm interested to see where this show starts, but then knowing that there's going to be a part where it's picking up right where Rebels left off, and there's going to be a quest to find Ezra, which I think will be really cool. I don't know if we'll get Ezra too much. I think, if anything, we'll get maybe 1 to 2 episodes of having him towards the end. But I'm very excited to see that. Baylan, I think this character could be really cool. I think that the fact that they have orange lightsabers instead of red is an interesting little thing. Like, they're not fully committed to the dark side. I've read a couple rumors. I'm not sure which way I lean between the two. I've read one that potentially Galen Merrick or Starkiller could be that last Inquisitor that we just saw. I don't know if I fully like that personally, and this is another one that I've seen that I would be really excited about, but if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I hope that Inquisitor is what's her name? Barish? She's the one that frames her for the what's her name?
Yeah.
Like, if it's Barriss and she pulls off the mask and we see like just that she's become an Inquisitor, she's fully embraced. We already knew she embraced the dark side before, but then starts working for the same cause that she was fighting against in the Clone Wars. That would be a very big twist. Again, I don't really think either one of those things will happen. It's probably just going to be a throwaway Inquisitor, but man, that would be cool if it was Barriss and it's her past is coming back to haunt her.
Yeah. You didn't touch on Sabine, Master, Jedi, Saber.
Yeah, I don't think she's a Jedi. I think
And
she's
you also
following...
didn't touch on Ezra talking to her.
Well, I mean, he's not
she had
talking
long
to her.
hair.
It was just that was just the hologram.
Correct.
She's watching the hologram, so she's still very much attached to and wants to find him.
But
the Master
addressing her
thing,
as a Jedi is my point.
what do you mean?
He's telling her that sometimes when you're a Jedi, you have to sacrifice some things.
Yeah, but I thought that was more
As she's
so.
cutting her hair.
Yeah, I thought that was more so like the message that he left for them at the finale of Rebels, where he's talking about himself as a Jedi. Sometimes you have to make the sacrifice play.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that. It was talking specifically.
You're telling me
her.
that she calls Ahsoka Master, and the very next scene, it's about Ezra telling her, not her, but just speaking about Jedi sacrificing in general. She has a lightsaber at the end of the trailer, and you don't think she has any kind of Jedi in her whatsoever.
No. I mean, we've seen her with
You're
the
nuts.
lightsaber before.
They're telling you what it is.
We've seen her wield the dark saber and get trained by Kanan. Like, I don't think she's gonna be. I don't think she's gonna have any force. I think she's just gonna be a formidable foe because she's a Mandalorian.
Nuts.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think she's going to be the one that ties like Mandalorians to get them back up in the good graces. But I don't think she's a Jedi.
So she calls Ahsoka Master for what, Andrew?
I think she just is saying like, "Hey, you can be my teacher," but I don't think it has anything to do with the Jedi code or. I don't think
it sounds. I really think you're either just like not taking it like at face value or like you're super overthinking it. She is talking to her about how she left her. Sabine's responding saying, it's very sarcastically, "You left me, Master." Like, I don't know. It doesn't get any more clear than that. That was like the big like dropper for this trailer.
Yeah, I didn't really read into it that much. I just thought that she looks at her as a teacher, like
a teacher of what though?
Just how to fight.
She wasn't calling Kanan Master, was she?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I didn't really read into much of that. That didn't sway me one way or another.
You're nuts. To completely disregard it is crazy. Steven, you're reading.
If she's a Jedi, then that means that she's dead around the time of The Force Awakens. You know what I mean? So
I don't think she's a Jedi.
Yeah, I don't think she's a Jedi either.
The reason I don't think she's a Jedi is I think Kanan would have known.
Yeah.
There's no way Kanan wouldn't have known.
Kanan not saying it like on screen doesn't mean he didn't know. Like there could be a callback scene to where they talk about it.
Okay, the Bendu not saying anything. Ezra not saying anything.
Ezra's gone.
Before I'm talking about in Rebels, like nobody mentioning that she's got force powers.
It's really easy to retcon that. It's not difficult, and it isn't out of the realm of possibility whatsoever to retcon that at all. It's like some impossible thing we have to see it on screen where someone mentions that she's a Jedi.
Yeah, I just don't think
maybe she's untapped potential that no one mentions until Ahsoka decides to take her on as like a Padawan.
No, I think she's just gonna be a Mandalorian.
Bro, calling her Master is crazy then for no reason. That's wild. Do you know how much of a, excuse my language, a bitch you got to be to call someone else Master that isn't your master?
I mean, that's Sabine right there. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you got to defining
that's too far, dude. That's literally too far.
I'm telling you, what I'm hoping is going to happen.
Listen, we're leaving it here. We disagree. You think people calling people Master is just a normal thing? Apparently, I don't. Steven, we'll get to you. Give me your takes on this trailer. Good, bad, ugly, if any of them.
I think it looks good. I am a big Ahsoka fan. She is the number one fight scene of all of Star Wars, and her and Vader is my favorite fight in the Rebels. So huge fan of her. I'm definitely interested because her story is not told, so nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows. They don't know if she dies, just becomes a Force ghost. Nobody knows anything except for was it Dave Filoni, right? Is her creator?
Yeah, whoever writes it.
Yeah, whoever writes it. So I'm in. The only thing is now reading some like the Den of Geeks is usually breakdowns of trailers. I like to watch or read their stuff. They are emphasizing that she should be a Jedi because everything leads to it. Or she's force Sabine, or she's force sensitive.
No, she has an Ahsoka. What else are we talking about?
I'm just clarifying.
They also show I'm going to share my screen with you guys real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
They show a split second. It happens in the trailer that I didn't even notice when I watched it. It's right here. I'm trying to make it bigger. If I
banana,
the banana man.
Yeah, it's the banana man.
Right.
It's this part right here. After she cuts her hair, she uses her hand to stop something or pull something. So I don't know if it's her. You know what I mean? Force pushing, whatever it is.
The fact that Andrew's so adamant that it isn't, that is crazy. He can't even just say maybe. He should say no. It isn't.
He just knows.
I don't think. What's
you can end it there. You don't think.
So the only thing I'm kind of in the middle. I don't want her to be a Jedi or force sensitive because it kind of takes away from Ezra and then Ahsoka. I want her to be the Mandalorian in the group. But this, to me, if I had to put money on what they're going to do, I think there's going to be a epic scene where Ahsoka and her back to back, like fighting somebody, sabers out. They're just going crazy.
I mean, the Inquisitor she's fighting and the girl she's fighting, like Sabine, it's in the same forest. It's not like that's not a secret.
Yeah. So I think they're going to lean towards that. I just hope I just hope she's a force sensitive Mandalorian and she doesn't pick up, you know what I mean? Like she just goes, the Jedi thing's not for me. I'm just gonna be force sensitive, but
let me clarify my statement. Maybe not a full blown hey I'm a Jedi, because Ahsoka is even a full blown hey I'm a Jedi. You know what I'm talking about though. She's trained with the lightsaber. She's trained with force sensitivity things. Outside of her saying hey I'm a Jedi, she's for all intents and purposes a force wielding saber user. That is close enough to a Jedi than being called a Jedi.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. And I get what Andrew's saying too, though. But I think right now Andrew's just digging his heels in, and he just doesn't want to agree with you.
I can see his forehead getting bigger by the second.
Wrong. Straight up wrong.
I'm excited. I freaking love Ahsoka.
He's all Jar Jar Binks comes back. He's the one that brought back the
Sith Lord. Jar Jar Sith. I'm excited for Ahsoka. I love Ahsoka. You guys know how I feel about Ahsoka, man. Yeah. So super excited for it. And you give me like a broken Ahsoka. Like you give me like season 4, season 5 Ahsoka from like Rebels, but just like even more broken. Oh, chef's kiss. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We'll leave it there, Andrew. I don't know what pack you're off tonight, but you gotta send me somebody. So we'll stay really brief, really brief on Star Wars. Really brief. I just want to point out to you, gentlemen, we can just leave it here. Just an observation that when I said Andor was a decent show, I got just he's taking his headphones off. That when I said Andor was a good show, I got absolutely murdered by both of y'all. And would you look at that? Look what's nominated for an Emmy.
I don't think that Andor is bad.
Congratulations, it's not going to win.
Do you see the list it's nominated with? Succession, Better Call Saul, The Last of Us, The White Lotus. These are not like just like throw. It wasn't.
They're all shows that are better than Andor.
The point is, it's on the list.
Because it's better
on the list.
The bottom of the list.
It beat Euphoria. It beat Stranger Things. It beat it beat the End of Dave, which is the best season of Dave ever. It beat the Donald Glover show. It beat a lot of good shows.
Yeah,
to even be nominated, and you're saying it's just a piece of garbage. It's Snowfall. It beats Snowfall.
Fire. Crazy ending, but fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andor was good. It was good, but to me, it didn't seem like it was like the next coming of Christ. It was just good.
No.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. Andor is good, but Andor is not a Star Wars. It.
Oh, and it was nominated. It wasn't just nominated for an Emmy. It was nominated for Best Drama. Like not even like a spy or espionage. Best Drama. Listen, gents. I'm not over here saying it's like freaking Breaking Bad, okay? But you guys like made it seem like it was like not anything special whatsoever, and it got nominated for an Emmy in a tough year of Emmys.
We need to put this in an overrated
Yes.
because we stamped the overrated. That show's so overrated.
All right, listen, we're gonna pivot. I just wanted to make an observation that Matt yet again has. I wouldn't say I'm right per se, but I have something backing me that isn't just myself.
The
All right?
Last of Us is gonna
So-
win.
What are you
The
gonna
Last of
say
Us is
if
not
they
going to
don't
win. I
win
don't think.
anything? If they don't win anything, do you get to like
Andor?
retract your statement? Yeah, Andor. Or is it
No,
like
my point is that it was a good show. Them being nominated indicates
Good
it's,
enough
it's,
to be
it's a-
the last of the best.
guess what? It's still in the best category. Like, what are you trying to?
I'll
say?
give
What
it
are you
that.
trying to
I'll give
say
it that.
here? I'm not saying it's like the second coming of what's the
Yeah,
best
I
show
feel
ever
you.
of The Sopranos, but like to get nominated for an Emmy is a big deal.
Yeah, that is true.
And
I
beating
give it
certain
that.
and beating this last season of Stranger Things, beating Wednesday, beating like these shows is a big deal.
Yeah.
Don't say. Succession's probably going to win out. I think honestly,
Yeah, for
or
sure.
Better Call Saul. If they haven't given Saul his award yet, I could see them giving them the award because this was his final season. Like, if there was a time to give an award for Better Call Saul, this is it. That's all he has left. So put away from that. I'm putting my hands in the air, washing my hands with it. Let's talk about movies still. Let's stay with Deadpool. So, Deadpool. And we're making good on time, guys. We're chugging through for the amount of news we have. So we're gonna take a little bit extra time here to theorize because like there's no certified facts. It's pure theory. So I'm gonna share my screen. So 2 things for Deadpool. 1, the Hugh Jackman suit, right? Which is the what's it called? The yellow suit. The
Yeah,
old school yellow suit.
Classic
It
Wolverine.
does have sleeves. I will say before people kill him on the sleeves is that Hugh Jackman is susceptible to cancer, so I think they did it for his radiation.
Mhm.
So just be careful with the comments there because we don't want another
Yeah.
another
Chadwick.
2.0.
No.
So here it is, gentlemen. Thoughts on the suit? Thoughts on them being in the desert, which is kind of odd. Just thoughts on this picture. When you see this picture, what are you thinking? Steven, we'll start with you because you heard Andrew last.
I think of the Wolverine we never got. I think of I like everything about it. I'm stoked. It could just be a 2-hour movie where they were just talking shit while they're walking down this dirt road, and I would watch it because you know what I mean. Like, Andrew Reynolds is just
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is just he is the man, dude. He got Hugh Jackman to do this movie. He got Hugh Jackman for one to get into the suit.
Yep.
The fact that Hugh Jackman's not jacked in this show because he said he wouldn't do it if he had to get jacked. So that was cool. So now he's coming in pure fun.
Hugh.
Yeah, him. And he's hilarious. I don't know if you've ever seen it or watched his interviews. He's funny.
He's a funny guy.
Then they're just going. Then the leaks are that they're killing the Fox world, or I don't know what they're doing. I think it's going to be one of the funniest movies I've seen in a very long time. I'm stoked. I don't know about you guys.
Pivot to you, Andrew.
I think it's only okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Keep going.
That's it. No, I'm just kidding. I absolutely love it. This is like embrace the fun, bright color, mutants, X-Men. Give it us so you're all like, we've been dying and waiting for this. The sleeves don't bother me at all. I think it would be cool if they showed like Hugh Jackman with like some really like abnormally hairy arms like Wolverine. That would be funny cool if they did that, or if that was the reason why he's like covering up because Deadpool is making fun of how hairy he is. I love the attention to detail, how he's got the little claws and he's got the little sheaths, if you will.
Yeah, the tubes or whatever.
Yeah, that his claws come out of. So very, very like picture perfect, comic book accurate, with the exception of the sleeves. It could be short sleeve, but it didn't really faze me one way or another. I too believe that they're gonna just destroy everything Fox, like literally even down to the logo. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be hilarious. Fun. Where they have literally 7 or 8 movies that they can just go back into, whether that's time travel, whether that's universal, like jumping through dimensions, and just make things explode. I think they got all the potential just to. And if you think about Daredevil specifically, like righting the wrongs of how poorly
Daredevil.
Deadpool, like righting the wrongs of how poorly Deadpool was done in the Wolverine movie. Like think of that scale, but doing this with an entire universe, if you will.
All right, so listen, let's get into the weeds of it because we have things to discuss, gentlemen. I'm on board with you guys with the whole suit thing. I mean, this is every comic book lover's dream, every '90s X-Men's dream. So, do you think this is a still or a shot of any part of the filming?
No.
Okay. Do you think they're going to be buddy in this movie?
No,
not in the beginning.
Not in the beginning, not at all.
I think they're going to be tearing each other apart the entire.
Not in
movie.
the beginning. I think in the beginning they're going to be it's like going at each other, and then it just be it. I don't know if you guys have ever read the Deadpool Thanos comic.
Yeah.
Where they just beat the shit out of each other, until they become friends, and then it's just hilarious in the comic book. I kind of think they're going to be doing the same thing, where they're just going to be going at it, and then
be limbs flying.
Yeah.
So you don't think Hugh has to die in this movie?
No.
You think he's going to survive and get into the MCU?
No,
I don't think he's going to survive in the sense of continuing. I think
so. Hugh's going to survive. We're just not going to see him ever again.
No, he dies in Logan.
Well, this is obviously a variant of that same. Logan.
What I've heard from directors and what I've heard from interviews about like maybe a month and a half ago, they're saying that this takes place way earlier before Logan. And
it probably is the 90s. That's probably why he's wearing the suit. But yeah, my point is that we should see the suit again at some point if they're going to go with that continuity of the same Logan. The suit should never have disappeared. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it also could be that he's wearing this for like some joke reason. You know what I mean? Like
it's a pretty decked out suit, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty dope suit. You know what I mean? Suit. And I think maybe they go to the mansion or something, and he goes, "Damn, that suit." You know what I mean? Because remember, they brought the suit up in one of the X-Men movies, and he looks at it. He's like, "I'm not wearing that." You remember when he makes that joke? Yeah. Maybe they do a funny play with it where that's the only thing he has left. You know what I mean? Maybe he's naked, and he's like, "This is all we got." You know? And Deadpool, and Deadpool finally gets him to wear the suit. That seems like a Deadpool kind of thing. But I think this takes place years before Logan. That's what I think it takes place.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I don't
think it's the same Logan is all.
I think if anything, we're gonna have universe collapsing, and that's it. That's.
What do you mean?
Like they're gonna do something where they end up breaking the universe that causes it to collapse, and Deadpool, because he can break the fourth wall, is somehow able to continue on, but everything else is just gone, and that's how we get rid of. It's not necessarily a death. Like we're not going to see Wolverine die, but he's just going to no longer be there, like because the universe is just ripped apart.
Yeah, I think Hugh is no more after this. I don't know what's going to happen per se. Like Tanger's point, it's going to be like a death of the universe or something like that. I do think this dude ain't surviving though. The dude on screen. Only because I would not, if I was at the MCU, I would not leave any chance of Hugh coming back after this. Like if there's even an inkling that people are just suspecting they could come back, especially when they're going to cast a new Wolverine, I wouldn't even risk the fan outrage at that point. You know, like the whole Hugh's right there, just get him back. Personally, I don't know for sure, obviously, but they're gonna fight the whole time. I think. I don't think there's gonna be a single time where
the whole time they're gonna be
buddy. Yeah. I think they're both gonna have a cool like moment of like, if not together, it being like, oh shit, you can regenerate. Yep. Oh shit, you can regenerate. It's like, all right, let's do this then.
Deadpool's sword's gonna be through the middle of Wolverine, and his claws are gonna be in Deadpool's head. Yeah, and they're just gonna be like, "You good?
Yeah,
I'm good."
I think there's gonna be so much dismemberment that we might see another Deadpool head again, like growing a little baby body by himself. But I think it'll be fun. I'm excited for it. The rumor is Charles is coming back, and Ian McKellen's Magneto's coming back as well.
Certain.
So we will see what happens with them. I do think it's going to be killing the Fox universe, and I will show the picture why we both all think that. Let me pull it up real quick. So we all think that, gentlemen and ladies, because this picture came out where it's a 20th Century Fox logo, just an absolute shambles on the ground. With Ryan Reynolds right here, and with this house beat up. There's another screenshot came out too where like Ryan Reynolds Deadpool is like through this wall right here, and he was throwing like an arm at him. So we are pretty confident and pretty excited. I think we all have to speak for ourselves on that point, but pretty excited that it's going to be a Deadpool kills a universe kind of thing. Whether it's 20th Century Fox universe or any other universe, I'm cool with it. But him just running rampant and saying, "Okay, we need to clean this timeline up," and just like killing it off would be incredible. The other thing that I question is the rumor of a TVA agent and the TVA's role in the possible demise of the Fox universe. So have you guys heard that rumor about the TVA agent coming in? Okay, so the current rumor is that there is going to be a TVA agent that is going to be not interfering, but interacting with Deadpool at some point. Do we think do you think there needs to be any kind of tie-in to anything in the MCU currently for it to make sense for the MCU, like bring the TVA in, or do you think it can stand alone on its own and just have him kind of like hop a universe? And then 2, do you think the TVA agent is going to be significant in this universe being destroyed?
Like
I don't think
the universe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think it needs to. I think you just have a character again who can break the fourth wall, and at the end of it, him being like, "Where am I?" And then it's like the MCU, and that's all it really needs. But I don't really see a need of somebody else to come and destroy it. Personally, I think
they're not coming to destroy it. They're coming to tell Deadpool to destroy it.
No, I don't necessarily think that the TVA would need to. I think it's just he accidentally starts messing with things that he doesn't understand, and he causes the collapse of a universe, and he just watches it all happen.
Okay, Steven, thoughts?
So, I do know that that he was having that Ryan Reynolds was gonna have a meeting with Kevin Feige about trying to get Deadpool into a Marvel movie, like making like a small thing. And that's when Hugh Jackman kind of reached out and was like, "Yeah, I'm down to do this." So I think that line got cut of them going, "Just do what you want to do." I don't think there's going to be a TBA, anything like that. I take this movie of the Deadpool movies as being more of a scary movie, kind of joke parody kind of movie to make fun of the MCU, make fun of all types of superhero movies. I think it's just going to be standalone Deadpool Wolverine. You're going to see like maybe B-list Marvel characters jumping in that no one really cares about, maybe, but I don't think the TBA, I think it's a little too far in reaching for them to be pruning different universes.
I just don't know if it's necessary.
Necessary for Deadpool, no. Necessary for the continuity of the MCU and him being introduced in this modern day MCU, I can see it be necessary. So at the current moment, the MCU TVA is in shambles because there's too many timelines going off at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him sending an agent to every single universe and saying, "Hey, go figure it out."
So, also, what I'm reading right now is that this movie supposedly takes place 25 years after the last X-Men movie. So it's kind of confusing, the X-Men movies, but the last one that's like up to date current, it's 25 years after that. That's when this movie takes place. And then
so
Logan,
Dark Phoenix.
I don't know if Dark Phoenix is back in is that the current, not the newest movie, but like, they went back in time and did
the first class stuff.
Yeah. So whenever
Dark Phoenix is the newest one.
Okay, so then it's 25 years after that movie is when it takes place.
Mm-hmm.
So Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. So I don't know when Dark Phoenix takes place though.
Well, that's it. But the thing is, it doesn't matter because the TVA that's the point of the TVA. They can go at any point in time and fix whatever needs to be pruned.
But doesn't the TBA kind of like a little kind of irrelevant at this point. Like why would they go and prune this? You know what I mean?
Well, it's not just this is just happens to be like Deadpool's in this one, so we got to pull him out of this one. The TVA I'm saying is going everywhere to prune every clipped branch. That's the point of the TVA.
I'd say if the TVA is involved, they show up very briefly, and Deadpool gets a hold of their technology and doesn't understand it, and just nobody's telling. Yeah, no one tells him.
They've already said Cable's tech is all they're not all they're using, but that's going to be Deadpool's main transportation. Yeah. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's gonna be like some big hey, we're the TVA, I'm gonna oversee the entire thing. I'm saying, hey, a split 5 minute, hey, I'm from the TVA. You can make my job easier by just doing it for me. Do it. Bye. Have a good one.
I could see them making a joke, like maybe somebody shows up in a business suit and Deadpool's like, what are you, some 3-letter company? You know what I mean? Like and then he kicks him out, maybe.
Or the TVA comes and says, hey, I'm gonna either get rid of your universe for you, you're gonna die with it, or you can kill it and I can take you with me. And then that's it. That's the only interaction they have. I'm not saying and I think we get into the realm of Deadpool, we think too much gag stuff happens. There's some serious connotations in both Deadpool films that allow for higher stakes. That's why he has such high stakes in the first and second film. Just because it's Deadpool doesn't mean it's going to be a big joke. There's going to be some kind of serious thing that drives him to move to the MCU. He's not just going to kill the Fox universe just for the fun of it.
Chimichangas.
Yeah, but that is Deadpool's to kill the Fox universe just for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Deadpool is serious, but he's also not. That scene where he gets punched into Stan Lee's office when he's fighting Thanos and he breaks through the third wall and he looks over and sees what Stan Lee's drawing and and he makes a joke about the guy who looks stupid and then kind of goes back into the thing. That is Deadpool.
That doesn't change the stakes though. That's just I agree with you there. Deadpool should be cracking jokes the entire time. But Deadpool's motivation to do something is usually motivated by something. Especially, comic-wise, killing the whole Marvel universe, there's a motivation behind that. But it wasn't you just decide to do it.
But what would it do to anything? What would
it would give Deadpool a reason to, one, just kill off the entire universe, and then two, to jump to the MCU. Hey, I'm coming here to destroy your entire universe. You can either come with me and destroy it for me, or I can leave you here and destroy it anyway.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be so much more funny if he accidentally did everything and then it's just where'd everything go? I don't know what I was doing.
Those still go hand in hand. He already did it. Right here, he time jumped. He already time jumped. We saw that 10 times in the last film. That is him messing things up already. He messed it up. It's already messed up. Yeah. A TV agent coming in to say, hey, you messed this up. The entire thing's going to be gone in shambles in 10 minutes unless you fix it and just get rid of it altogether. That's the same thing you just said. Oh, I messed everything up. Whoops, let me fix it. And I think it's come to the MCU.
I think it would be cool, but I think it's too far of a stretch. I think it's way too far of a stretch. I think he just goes on one and there's the dumbest reasoning why he does it. And that I don't think he's going to get to the MCU anytime soon. We're going to be making too much money for them to be going to the MCU. Yeah,
Deadpool?
Way too much. Yeah, Deadpool. He's not going to the MCU. There's no way. Why?
That's the point of killing the Fox universe. Otherwise, our basis of us saying that there's no point in him doing it.
But why wouldn't he have time traveled to a universe where the Avengers or anybody else was already there? You know what I mean?
Time traveling isn't universe jumping. Those are two different things.
Yeah, Steven.
Oh, my bad. But if that was the case, then but him killing and joining the MCU.
Answer your question you're asking.
But it doesn't make any sense is if the TVA was going to show up to do something when was the Nexus event? The Nexus event was when Kang didn't kill Apocalypse and then there became mutants. So if the TVA was going to go or do something like this, the TVA would have went back to the time of Egypt and they would have either dealt with Kang or to have this whole timeline erased where there's nothing messed up. They would have just wiped out Apocalypse. That's
not how it works.
That literally was the story of King and how it worked.
No, the story of King has nothing to do with what alters the timeline isn't the beginning of the time that it happens. So Apocalypse and King fighting or not fighting or whatever, mutants exist. that could still be a part of the timeline until a single point in time diverts the branch from off the main course.
Yeah, but
So
you're
Deadpool
also,
going back in time and change something could divert the branch.
but at the same time, King went back in time to put himself as the Pharaoh.
And
You know
in
what
the
I'm
MCU,
saying?
we don't know that yet.
Yeah, 100% we don't know that. But in comic books and in lore, because that's what we're all going off of with Deadpool and King, that's
It's
what
not.
King did.
We don't know what the MCU. The MCU can go off anything. Just going by what they have so far.
But the argument you're saying about Kang can do anything is the same argument we're saying about Deadpool.
But King's the one who controls the timeline.
I get that. Kang went back, killed Apocalypse, no mutants, so nobody beat Kang. No mutants beat Kang.
In the comics, sure.
So we're all making all of this up due to comic books. So if Deadpool is Deadpool, he's Deadpool in the comic books.
It's not a 1-for-1 though. We know that
it is a 1-for-1 because Deadpool didn't kill the Fox universe in the last movie or in the movie after that. He killed the Fox universe or the universe in a comic book. So everything we're referring to about Deadpool is coming from the comic book.
But it's not okay. It's not a page for page 1-for-1 though. Not every detail's the same. It's like saying Civil War should have been exactly what Civil War is in the comics. No, it shouldn't have been.
It should have been.
It should have been. Yeah,
but it wasn't. Was it? But okay. But was it? That's my question.
But exactly. That's the argument. But that's the argument that I'm making.
It should have been though.
It should have been 100%, just like Secret
But it's
Invasion.
not. We already know that the MCU does not have a 1-for-1 copy of what they do in the movies versus what they do in the
100%. So that means that if Kang is not going back in time to do all this crazy shit, why would Deadpool go back in time to do anything? Or why would he join the MCU?
He already has.
Yeah, I think what Matt's trying to say is the events of Deadpool 2
changed everything.
Is the catalyst.
That's the divergent branch.
That's going to make this third movie happen. And so it's already been done.
With all the madness that's happening in the MCU, they're just going to add Deadpool on top of that.
That
sounds more Deadpool accurate than what you're talking about. Him just showing up randomly sounds incredibly Deadpool.
That's why I say he just kind of like
that makes no sense.
If in Kang Dynasty Deadpool just walking in the background confused, that's so Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
That's so Deadpool. What are you talking about?
But the same thing is Deadpool killing everybody for no reason makes also more sense than Deadpool going, oh, and I got to join the MCU. Him just killing people to kill people. Yeah, it makes
total sense. He hasn't done that. He hasn't done that yet in the movies per se, and even in the comic book of the ones that were loosely basing off of, which is because of the Marvel Universe, that still isn't even his motivation there. He has a motivation to destroy the Marvel Universe, and it's a serious one.
I would put everything that there's no way he joins the MCU.
Put everything down on it.
There's no way. It would be job. It would. You're telling me Sony's going to now give away Deadpool and give away, or Fox give away.
They own Deadpool. Disney owns Fox.
Disney already owns it.
There's no giving away. Disney owns
no giving it away.
I highly doubt that that's going to happen.
Listen, I'm so confident in both those things happening. I'll put $100 on both those things.
I'll put 50-50. I think that is the TBA being there is another thing people are reaching for no reason. There might be a joke, but there's not going to be Loki showing up. Like that's
not Loki, just some random agent. Honestly, Loki's busy with
anything. They get Owen Wilson. Have him show up.
I think it's just some random guy, just some random desk guy. It's like, hey,
if they
I don't want to deal with this. You do it.
Hey man, I'm not really invested in this job. Like,
yeah, just do it.
Here's my stuff. It's gonna go away anyways. I think
it's a bad look for Deadpool if he joins the MCU. I think it dumbs it down.
There's no way. You are already set yourself up for a downfall then, because it's already done. He's going to be in the MCU after this film.
No, I don't think he joins the MCU. So there's no way Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackson.
In your book, so 2 questions. In your book, 1, are they destroying the Fox universe? And 2, if they do, what happens with Deadpool?
Ryan Reynolds said he's going to keep making these movies as long as he's having fun, and that he has creative direction with it.
He still does, yes.
Yeah, 100%. He fought super hard to make this rated R, so I highly doubt that he joins the MCU and goes, all right, let's do Disney Plus and let's be politically correct and let's be watch our P's and Q's. I highly doubt that. I
don't know
there's
that
no way.
that the company that just put a gun on their front banner is so politically correct that we think it is.
Yeah, I
Have
think,
you? Yeah, they're politically correct. Yeah, they are politically.
Have you
correct.
watched Secret Invasion?
Yes.
It's pretty non-politically correct, and they put a gun on their banner promoting that film. That's already a step out of Disney's normal bounds. They've already talked about merging the two as well of Hulu and Fox, or not Hulu and Fox.
Yeah,
Hulu and
I
Disney
guess we're gonna have
Plus.
to agree
Merging
to disagree on this one, but I think it would be a bad look for.
But you didn't answer my
Deadpool
question. The
franchise.
question one is it for the Fox universe? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think he's gonna kill.
Okay.
I think he's gonna kill some things, but
So
I don't
yes
think
is
he's
the answer
gonna.
to that question. Oh, not the whole universe. You're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you think they continue on with him in the Fox universe, whatever it may be, after this film, if they continue at all?
No,
So how do they continue with Deadpool?
I have no idea now. I don't know. I don't know. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that Ryan Reynolds agrees to go into the MCU. So I don't think they use. I just have a feeling that they're trying to keep it separate. It's not going to be. It's not. The people who love Deadpool, most of those people are not balls deep MCU fans, if that makes sense. Most of those guys, the people who love Deadpool go because it's funny, it's gritty, it's R-rated. A lot of the people that I know do not watch Marvel movies, but they watch Deadpool. So I think if they merge those together, I think they're going to be shooting themselves in the foot.
yeah, but
So
guess what? If they bring a character like that into the MCU and they continue that legacy, the MCU's just gained a whole nother set of audience. It makes sense.
And I don't think they're gonna. I don't think it's like so separate as you
so.
think it is. Like
No, I think it is separate. I think it's
they just did a horror film, Doctor Strange 2, which was not a kids film. I think we can
Okay.
all agree on that. They just dropped the
Yeah.
first F-bomb in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They have guns all over their banners now for Secret Invasion with some serious implications of like murder. The guy
For sure.
whenever it rushed off a building in the first episode and just cracked his neck on the ground, that's already pretty out of bounds.
That's not politically correct. That's war. And they're showing war. That's people fighting. That's not politically correct. Anything.
But to the point of what you're trying to say is like, so
first and foremost,
there's nothing political about Deadpool. Like I can't think of a single political line in Deadpool 1 or 2 that's so edgy, politically speaking.
Politically correctness is there's so many rapey jokes in Deadpool. Are you kidding me? Like
the first 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, sure.
There is a lot of sexual, I highly doubt that.
Sexual stuff, yes.
In Deadpool. Yeah, you're gonna put
he talks about having sex with an alien. Like
but he doesn't. There's not a 15-minute slow motion video of Ryan Reynolds getting pegged in there, is there? Like,
he's not in Guardians.
Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds being pegged in Deadpool, I highly doubt that that's going to be an MCU. I think it'd be cool as a fan, but realistically, I don't think they're going to be putting Deadpool in Miss Marvel or putting him in. Like that makes no sense.
The other thing you're like severely missing out here, which I think is like no fault of yours or anything, you're just not thinking about it, is that this is already a Disney film. Deadpool 3 is Disney.
No,
this is a Disney film.
It's going to go to Disney Plus.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's going to go to Disney Plus under the Fox banner. It's not going to.
There's no Fox banner under Disney Plus. There's a Marvel banner that has all the Marvel films.
Okay, you get what I'm saying. It's a Fox movie going into Disney Plus.
Disney's name is on it, is my point.
Okay. So when you pull up the trailer right now, is it Disney Plus as the first thing that shows?
There's no trailer.
Or does it say Fox? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to come up saying Disney Plus, Deadpool. It's going to go Fox, and then it's going to be put on.
In the first credits we're going to see, it's going to say Marvel Studios, like it always does for every Marvel film. And it's going to may or may not show Fox. I don't know how they're going to handle that whole situation of like how they acquired them. Other Fox films that have come out since the acquisition, they have not put Fox in the beginning, just at the end.
How awesome would it be if they open the trailer with a Fox logo that just starts to crumble and Disney pops up right after?
Dude, that would be hilarious. But like I said, I don't think I stand on this one. I think it would be a stupid move for Disney, for Deadpool to be in the MCU. I think they should keep it gritty, keep it on the outside. Him maybe popping in of like references, but I don't think he should be a character that walks around next to the Hulk. Like I don't think that's going to be a good look for them.
I think all three of
It's
us can
such a
agree.
perfect character to be able to use almost anywhere.
For the Stanley
make fun
cameo,
of
he's
yourself.
perfect. For the Stanley cameo, he's the perfect guy. I think we can all agree on two things. One, sorry for the film. Two, it should stay gritty. Three, what we disagree on is that it could still be gritty in the MCU. Steven doesn't think it can be. I think it can be. Andrew, you haven't really said much in it. We'll leave it there.
I'm just eating my popcorn.
But come Deadpool season, I will be bringing this up again when MCU pops
when
up.
he's not in the MCU.
And you know what?
Bringing heart rate monitors to watch how much it fluctuates as we talk about it.
And I encourage
a rapey joke against Miss Marvel. Yeah, that's really gonna happen.
I encourage Steven to bring it up if it doesn't happen, because I'm gonna bring it up for sure if it does happen. Just forewarning.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Superman cast. I had it up, but I lost it. This it doesn't look terrible. There's one guy that we're like questioning, which is
Green Lantern
guy. So Nathan Fillion is Green Lantern, but he's going to be Guy Gardner. Isabel Merced is Hawk Girl, and Eddie Gathagi is Mr. Terrific. So the characters that are going to be in Superman, Lois, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. How do you feel about that lineup of superheroes? And there's a lot of them. I don't know what for, but there's a lot of them. And two, the casting across the board, gentlemen. How do you feel? Whoever wants to go first in this one.
I honestly I have interesting feelings towards this because I feel like they're giving us a lot of characters, and anytime it happens, it's hard to do. However, the caveat is James Gunn is a smart man with large casted movies, to where he's been able to make people shine very well as supporting characters. So I'm skeptical in the sense that we're getting a lot of DC characters, but again, I'm putting my faith in him, and it's.
Oh, and there's one more. Anthony Kerrigan was cast as Metamorpho as well.
Mm-hmm. There's just a lot. That's a lot of characters to put into a movie without it feeling like it's rushed, or if it's doesn't evolve naturally. But again, Suicide Squad, he handled it very well. Guardians, he handled it well. He's got the ability to do it, but that's the only thing that I'm skeptical of this movie universe. Is it going to feel rushed? Is it going to feel like we're trying to get all these characters out? We will have to see. But I'm skeptical of the amount of cast that's coming out of it. It's not because of star power, but just because of sheer amount of characters.
Yeah, I mean, that's 7 characters that are going to be introduced. For all intents and purposes, new to us, pretty much.
Well, we still haven't gotten the villain, though, right, yet.
Well, Metamorpho, I mean, could be like an anti-hero.
No, they gave massive hints to the main villain on Twitter. I think it was DC. They posted something about they're taking influence from 3 of the major Superman comics, and the last one they referenced was Brainiac. And so it looks like they're going to be going towards Brainiac in that sense. A lot of the influencers and comic books, and they're really breaking that down. It looks like they're pretty much going Brainiac. I'm happy with the whole cast except for Green Lantern. I think Green Lantern I think the actor's cool, but I think what's the Green Lantern's name that he's playing?
Gardner?
Yeah, I think it's a terrible pick to start with him. I think
You think Guy's a bad character?
Yeah, I think he's a terrible character. There's too much fluctuation in his story for him to be like the beginning of a storyline. There's too much. He's a second Green Lantern, then he's a not failed Green Lantern, but becomes an evil Green Lantern. I just think his story is terrible. I think they should have gone with the OG and then just kind of skipped over him if they were going to hand it off and give it to Jon Stewart. But after that, I like the whole cast of everybody else. Yeah.
Andrew, you're up.
All right, what are you talking about? I already went. I said I was skeptical.
Oh, you did say that.
You're up. Come
once
on,
again-
host. Get control.
Once again, James Gunn showing that he can't do a single origin film or a single person film. He's I look. I think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. He has given the context of like when it's gonna be, which is Clark's not first couple of days, but first time. I don't know what the actual amount of time is, but the beginning parts of his time at the Daily Planet, which introduces even more characters than these 7 we already talked about. Mainly like Freddy is a big one. Look, man, the cast looks fine. I think the Guy Gardner pick is weird. I agree with you there. Like, just start with Jon Stewart. Like, it's if Hawk Girl is already here. There's no reason to start with freaking Guy Gardner, dude.
Yeah,
Just
that's
start
what
with
I
Jon
don't get.
Stewart.
Start with Jon Stewart and just go forward. His storyline's cool.
Yeah.
His the in depth that he gives to the universe. It's still kind of weird, but yeah, it's James Gunn, so he can do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, them being Guy Gardner is just telling me it's gonna take a long time to get a Green Lantern film. Because I don't think they're gonna give Guy Gardner a solo film. I don't think they're gonna give Jon Stewart a solo film. To be honest with you, I think they wait till either, obviously the big guns. What's his name? Hal Jordan, or they wait till Jessica Cruz to give a solo Green Lantern film. But that's you're going through 4 people pretty much just to get to, or 3 people just to get to what's his name? Hal Jordan at that point. So it's just a lot of time and a lot of people.
Tell me, are you skeptical or do you have full faith that this
I have full faith in the team up. If Brainiac is the guy, I'm skeptical about it going forward. That film's going to be fine.
I could have swore I thought I brought up Brainiac as a villain.
Yeah, so 2 things. 1, wasn't confirmed at all. And 2, my stand on what I said. If they start with Brainiac, it's going to just be bad going forward for the DCEU. Not to mention Brainiac you're muted again, Steven. Not to mention Brainiac requires a lot of in-depth character building and in-depth understanding. The dynamic between, let's say, Kandor gets brought in all of a sudden too, like the mini city that he captured. Now you have more depth to add between Soups and him, and 10 characters, including them 2, is going to be
not including your daily Planet
guys.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just going to be potential for a mess. But
it's troubling. I believe in James Gunn, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
How many hours does this film need to be like a minimum to get these characters in?
3.
You think 3? Not 2.5, not 240. 3? 3 or more?
Which that's a long introduction.
So you think
movie.
You think we're coming straight into DC with Endgame, pretty much?
I think we're coming in with it's either going to feel really rushed or it's going to be long because we have so much to. There's so many people. That's like 15 people to really dive into.
It's going to severely downplay, I think, how powerful Clark is too.
It's just too many people.
Because if he needs that much help, I already severely underestimate.
He doesn't need that much help, though.
That's my point.
Unless he's going up against Brainiac.
Even then, he does not need that much help.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it. I think this movie's gonna. I think the thing's gonna flop, dude.
Hey.
I think
don't you jump on my bandwagon.
Way too many superheroes that it's just.
Lot.
I think we're going to have another Flash problem, and it's just going to be way too much that's not needed, and it's not going to grab anybody's attention. And they're going to be like, no, you have to wait for another 2 years for us to do a random Aquaman movie to get the rest of this. Like
Permission to board.
Kind of, yeah. But I think Brainiac, I think they're going to waste a villain. They're going to
waste.
Yeah.
Andrew, you the Brainiac thing, I think you're hanging your hat on a lot, and it doesn't change what me and Steven said 2 weeks ago. If they start with him, it'll probably be good, but going forward, it'll probably not be good. That's all we're saying. So
saying it's
I think the cast
character we've never gotten.
The cast is cool. If it was like a big team up movie, I'd be like more excited about the cast. If you're like 5 years into this, and
You
like
know who they
I'd
should
be
give
cool
us
with
right
it,
off
but
the bat?
Martian Manhunter,
No. What is his name?
John Diggle.
No. I'm talking about villains. Why can I not remember this stupid? It's the guy that kills Superman.
Lex Luthor.
No, the monster.
Oh, Doomsday.
Doomsday. There it is.
So the problem with Doomsday is that one, we just saw Doomsday like
Yeah.
in BVS, but two, we just saw Doomsday again in the CW Superman. So if we see
Yep.
Doomsday a third time in the next 2 years, it's going to be just madness of Doomsday.
Doomsday.
So cast looks fine. Movie looks like it's going to be okay at least, but I think we're all skeptical now with the amount. The casting itself is fine.
Yeah, it's good
I think
casting.
the amount of characters is what we're all concerned about, and Brainiac. But I mean, I have no reason to like not trust in James Gunn, so we'll see like what goes from there. For all we know, he's going to do a what's it called? What's the movie he did? Suicide Squad. He's going to do a Suicide Squad and just kill like half of them in the first 10 minutes. So James Gunn, you never know. So we'll see. Let's pivot off of like movie specific things, and let's go to the Microsoft W. Microsoft has been cleared per judge ruling from the FTC ruling of them being blocked to merge with Activision. Gentlemen, did you watch the case? If you did, give me your highlights and lowlights. If you didn't, then just stay there and be quiet until we get to the next topic, which is going to be what do we think about the ruling and where does it leave Microsoft, Sony, and Activision?
I watched it pretty heavily. I thought Sony kept shooting themselves in the foot every other day. They didn't argue their point about cloud gaming, which I thought they were going to. They pretty much didn't even talk about it.
Big downfall for them on that one.
Sony had nothing the whole time, and it showed that Sony was being greedy, and it showed that what Xbox they think is going to do is what Sony was planning on doing. So I think it's Sony's problem. Sony dropped the ball. I think Xbox is going to come hard in the paint now that the gloves are off. They kind of see it. But yeah, kind of called that one. I knew Xbox was going to come through with that guy because Sony had nothing.
Well, to be fair, in defense of Sony, it wasn't their case. It was the FTC's case. The FTC did call upon Sony a lot. Sony did drop the ball heavily. Nintendo has been in bed with Microsoft the entire time, so that was never going to go their way.
They want that Call of Duty. What's his name? The CEO of Activision even straight out said, we dropped the ball by not putting a Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch, thinking that it wasn't going to be as they didn't think the Switch was going to sell like it did. And he even said, if I could go back, I would definitely put Call of Duty on the Switch. That I think him saying that was the final nail in the coffin, showing the judge that the Switch is a full console because they were calling it like a handheld device. I think once that was said, that was kind of it. The judge kind of.
Well, there was concerns that Nintendo had about the hardware not running it properly.
Yeah.
So the good news about this case is we got a ton of news about like when stuff's coming out. So next like 4 years we're gonna have like 4 new consoles. But the worry, I think the thing that not Sony, FTC is positioning was, hey, you guys are only doing this Nintendo deal to like show the judge that you guys can even handle that kind of power.
Yeah.
And the response was yes. Next year when we come out with a new console, it can handle that kind of power. The FTC just didn't have a good footing. I mean, in their appeal, they kind of discussed their appeal was literally, hey, we didn't have enough at this point in time, but we will in like a month. Can you just hold off the lift until then? And judge said, no, you're nuts. So good on Microsoft for beating the FTC. The FTC really had nothing, to be honest with you, to Steven's point. Sony's arguing points were they had to be truthful because it wasn't their case. So every question they asked had to be a genuine response, which it was.
A little too honest. Like
Microsoft
didn't understand. Like why would they?
There's some things you just should be like, I plead the fifth on. Specifically the stuff about exclusive games and how they manage their exclusive games. But the big thing for me that I think the only reason why Microsoft would have lost this is they were being kind of too timid. Oh, we lost the console wars. They have more users than PlayStation does. Stop lying. Oh, we're just so concerned about our games in the next 10 years. You just bought Bethesda, who put like 10 games exclusive to you guys. No, you're not. Like, just their arguments were just like, oh, woe is me. And it's like, dude, you're fine. And even if you didn't do this, they have no case to argue against you. Just like let it rock.
Yeah.
Quit making stuff up.
But at the same time, though, Starfield wasn't even going to come to Xbox. Starfield was going to strictly be on PS5, and if they wouldn't have purchased it, Xbox wouldn't have gotten it. So
there's two more. There's also the Indiana Jones game, which was meant to be all consoles, and then when Microsoft bought it, they made it exclusive to Microsoft. So there's arguments on both sides for like Bethesda specifically, which was kind of irrelevant because that if the FTC is arguing that this deal's unfair because of what Bethesda did, but Bethesda was acquired, there's no point to be argued. Bethesda went through. You can't use them as an example.
Yeah,
because it went through. So it was just poor. The FTC did a bad job. I expect Europe to the CMA to just completely get away.
I think they have until the 18th to actually get on the line. They actually have until I can't remember. I think it's the 18th to sign if Activision still renegotiates the purchase. Which they can still do. Microsoft will owe them like $3 or $4 billion. So I'm hoping everything comes tomorrow or Monday morning. But it'll go through. Xbox is already moving, man. They already announced that they're putting like every Call of Duty on Game Pass. They're going for it, dude. They're making that money.
They already started. They already started updating servers too.
Yeah, we were playing Modern Warfare 2 earlier, so it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, the server updates weren't, I think, in regards to the merger. The pro players are going back. This game sucks so bad. The pros are getting more people to go back to older games. Therefore, they have to do maintenance to get security vulnerabilities out of the way so that when everyone jumps to that one game, which is at the moment Cold War, that they don't have any issues with that. So that's why they did the Cold War revamp.
We played Modern Warfare Remastered. I think it was remastered a couple hours ago, and we got into lobbies like that, full games, no modded lobbies, no nothing. It was crazy. So I'm stoked.
Cool. Gents, Andrew, I hope yours is fast because I just realized the time is of the essence. Expert topic, my friend. Go for it.
I can make it real quick.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I want to do Jeopardy, but all right, whatever. I'll keep it brief. So this weekend was the final split of Rocket League. It was the spring split. It was a complete blowout for the North American teams. Didn't even make it into the top 5, which is just like unheard of. Historic land though. You have the team that ended up winning it all, Team Vitality. They had just gotten their prodigy. We've talked about this guy. Like, there's amateur scene, there's the RLCS pro scene, and then there's Zen scene. Like, this kid's just light years ahead of people. His team has gone on to break a few different records. They're the first team to win all 3 regional events. They're the first team to win all 3 events and a major. They're currently a holder of the longest overtime in RLCS history at just over 12 minutes. So you play the first 5 minutes of the game and then an additional 12 minutes in overtime. So it's a 17-minute game.
Long one.
Yep. Their coach did something that was really crazy. If you go back and you watch right before the grand finals, he's a French guy, and he comes out and he knows his team's tired. They had just gone and played 7 games, and now they have to win the next match, the next best of 7, plus another to win. And so he goes out to the crowd and he says, hey, if anyone's got an American flag, we need your guys' support because my guys are tired, and I'll trade out my Vitality French flag for an American flag to get your influence.
My gosh.
And so he does, and he gets the crowd backing, and they come back, they win the first best of 7, and then they win the second best of 7, and they end up winning everything, which is just crazy.
That's crazy.
It was cool to see like a coach step up and like get the crowd, because they had been like the villains of North America. They were knocking out North American teams like crazy. Mm-hmm. But then on the final day to be like, hey, please support us. I'll wear your flag over my shoulders if you have one. It was pretty cool to see.
That's really cool too. I like that.
Mhm.
I like the drama in that. That's fun.
Yeah, and then they just to come back, it's very rare that in a tournament setting, in a double elimination bracket, for the team that's coming from the lower bracket to beat the team that's been literally winning the entire time. It doesn't happen very often. And that just goes to show like how good Zen and this team is. The kid's cracked. Like, it's crazy. Like, if you go onto YouTube, I think I said this last week, if you go onto YouTube and you just look up Zen clips, you see some of the craziest stuff, but you realize that this is like during professional games and he's just floating in the air waiting for a pass when he shouldn't be and just catches everybody off guard. Like, he's that good. And he's only 16. And it's his first time.
Big buck.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it'll be very interesting to watch his career and as he continues to develop. Like the kid, when they go to the World Championship in 2 months, I'd be surprised if they aren't already the favorites just because they've been dominating everybody.
Yeah, I got to start watching it. I was watching the optic highlights, I think, the other day from Rocket League, and it was crazy. But it's very hard to watch because there's so many teams and then so many leagues that I'm like, which one to get into? But yeah, honestly, like the best way to do it is just pick a team and then just put a notification on when your team's playing, and then just follow them. The World Championship is gonna be a lot of Rocket League because they have a ton of teams. There's like the first half of the week is going to be just who's determining to get into the actual final bracket. And so it'll be cool to see, but this is like the most international that they have. You'll have people from Africa. You'll have Africa. You'll have Middle Eastern players. Like it's crazy. The Middle East, like they popped off on this and now they have 3 teams going when they normally have one. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's real cool.
And North America just tanked. It was crazy. But that's your expert recap of the weekend.
There you go. So
it's a blowout.
So we have a little bit of time here. My family just got back from being out of town, so we're gonna kind of run through this really fast. I am the game master for the day, and I saw a couple weeks back when Andrew wasn't dedicated and didn't show up. We had my buddy Brian show up, and Matt came up with a game called Jeopardy. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Yep, he's the one who gave it all the way back in time. And I was like, you know what? I am not prepared today. Let's find a game in the last seconds that will make this a fun one. So I went online and I found Jeopardy. This was the funnest one I could find that wasn't like 5,000 categories. And I didn't know this, but there was a game called Nicknames Tony Stark Gave Marvel Characters. And it is a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that, how much he insulted people and whatever.
Squidward.
So, yeah, it was crazy when he was calling them, Squidward, when he was calling Shakespeare. He was calling Thor Shakespeare and something else.
Point Break.
Funny. Oh, yeah, there you go. That was one.
Underroots.
Oh, yeah. So we have Matt and we have Andrew. Who is
older? Andrew.
Better looking.
We'll go Andrew first then. No.
Yes.
We'll go by age. And we'll
age
go
over beauty.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's get into it. Let's do Disney for 300.
Disney for 300. This show takes place in a very odd town that gets taken over.
So easy.
By an evil triangle?
I'm still in if he doesn't have it.
Hey.
I'm going to give you a gentleman's count.
Takes place.
I know. I was going to say a character's name in it, but it would just give it away.
All right, we'll give you 5.
Give me the character's name. I still don't think I'll get it.
No.
3. 2. Okay, Matt, give him the character. Oh, no, because you could be wrong. 2, 1. Throw it out there.
Wizards of Waverly Place or whatever it's called.
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls for Matt, and it is.
I don't even think I've ever heard of that.
That is a
Dipper.
great cartoon.
Yeah, never heard
Yeah.
of it.
All right, Matt.
Riddles is terrible. Give me movies 300. Let me see. Movies is about
Movies
300.
300, you said?
Yeah. A rabbit
A
cop.
rabbit cop.
Oh, what is Utopia?
What is Zootopia?
That should have been the Disney category.
Yeah.
All right, I
it
got to
should
bounce
have.
back. Let's do movies. No, let's do Disney 600.
Oh, he's
Ooh,
going
we
straight
got
forward.
big
I got to
boys.
catch up.
This is
Oh,
the
you-
newest Disney
Oh,
Pixar released.
baby.
in
What is
2000.
Elemental?
Are you kidding me right now?
Let's go.
I thought, to be honest with you,
Let's
I was
go.
like, oh, if Matthew gets this wrong after today, yeah, perfect.
It should say what is the highest grossing Disney film since Frozen 2, but that's a good example as well.
We're back in it, boys. We're back in
Yeah.
it.
It should be.
give me,
It should be Turning Red. All right, go on.
Oh, God.
All right, go for it.
Give me Disney 500. We're gonna knock the whole row out.
Disney 500. All right,
Largest
the
company Disney
largest
has
company.
bought.
That's the easy.
20th Century Fox.
20th Century Fox. Bam.
Let's do video games for 400.
Video
Wimp.
games for
Wimp.
400.
Go to 6, you wimp.
A sandbox game where you can celebrate
This is easy.
create your heart desires. Come on, Andrew,
on.
you got this.
This
one.
is
What is Minecraft?
nope. It's actually what is Roblox.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, right. I actually thought it was for a second. All right,
Give me video games 300. I just gotta keep up with Andrew.
video games 300. A woman must complete various tests in an underground
For
facility
cake,
for cake by a rogue AI named. I can't even say that.
Gladys.
Galados.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
Galad-
definitely Gladys. It's just like an alter name for like a computer. Woman must complete various tests in an underground facility for cake.
For cake.
Cake,
Wonder if
dude. I
this
don't even
is-
know what this is.
I don't know either. For cake?
Steven, I'm gonna message you what I think it might be.
No, just
Alright.
just take it. I don't know it. Just take it.
All right,
I was gonna.
I
guess
think I
Portal.
think it's the same thing.
Portal?
yes.
Yes.
No.
I've never played Portal before.
Portal. Oh man, why can't I move it now? Okay,
Whoa,
wait, sorry.
whoa,
Wait,
whoa!
whoa. I can't move it now because of this thing.
Hit
Wasn't
escape.
big enough.
Hit escape.
Yeah, it should escape. And then
I can't-
put plus for Andrew.
I can't
Oh,
move the
it's in the way?
thing because of the little thing at the bottom. Wait,
Whatever.
yeah. Oh, there we go. Let me clear it out now. Okay, boom. All right, what's the next one?
Shouldn't it be 14? No, we're good.
Let's do
Let's
celebrities.
do.
Come on, bro. Celebrity
Let's
600.
do
Go for the
movies for
gusto.
400.
Movies
Oh my
for
gosh.
400.
Please.
What a wimp. Oh.
What is Forrest Gump?
That's a good one.
Give me Celebrity 600 right now.
He's going,
Right now.
He's going for it.
Celebrity 600. The actor
Oh.
who plays Mario. That's why I told you to pick 600. I actually clicked on it and I knew the answer.
What is this?
Say,
Show me the money, Jackson.
Highway
show
robbery.
him the money. Huh,
Let's do
Jackson?
movie. Oh wait, no. Is it your go, my go? Who's go? My go.
It's your go. It's your go.
Movies for 600.
Movies
my
for
go.
600.
Oh,
Oh,
what
come
is
on.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Actually, into Spider-Verse.
What is Spider-Man? This is good. This is a good game, guys.
This
Good game.
is give me I don't think video games can help me. Give me video game 600.
Game 600. In a rhyming game that plays with cubes and companies, infinite amount of levels, objects. Ooh.
You play as a cube and complete an infinite amount of level and various obstacles. What's the mobile? Is it mobile games a part of this?
I have no idea. Just video games in general.
I'm gonna go for it. I think it is. What is Bloxworks?
All right, let's see what it is.
Geometry Dash.
Geometry Dash.
Are you kidding me?
Wah, wah, wah.
Let's do.
No one's even touched riddles. Come
Okay,
on,
let's,
this could
let's
be.
do riddles. Riddles for 600.
Six. Riddle 6.
I like this one. I shave every day, but my beard stays the same. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, Andrew. You have a beard. Oh, thanks, babe.
I don't know if I understand this category.
It's a riddle.
I think I know it.
All right, he gave you 5 more seconds, Andrew.
Bearded lady.
Bearded lady.
Hold on.
Matthew, you want to give a chance?
Yes. What is
What
a
is it?
razor?
What is a razor? It is wrong. Jackson, push that button right there.
A
Oh,
barber.
It is a barber. All right.
All right, give me Disney 4. I need to just
Disney
catch up
for
here.
400. The newest attraction at Disney World.
Oh, when was this made? Because I'm gonna give you 2 answers because it could be
Okay.
it could be 2. It could be Tron Light Cycle, or it could be Guardians of the Galaxy, the roller coaster. I don't know what it's called exactly, but
Gotcha. I don't know when this was made, but it looks like it's soon because Mario's Chris Pratt, so it's in the last year, I would think. So you said Tron or Guardians?
Tron or Guardians, yeah. There you go.
Guardians of the
Cosmic
Galaxy.
Rewind.
Because Tron came out like last 2
Yeah,
months.
that was a little gimme answer. Let's do celebrities for 500.
Oh my god.
Who is the queen bee? Beyonce.
Should say who was better than Taylor Swift. Give me Riddles 5. I have to just catch
Riddles
up at this
5.
point. I have a head and a tail that will never meet. Having too many of me is always a treat. I have a head and tail. Having too many of me is always a treat. I mean, I feel like dog is the answer, but like
I know this one, and I didn't click it. As soon as you read it, I totally understand what it was.
I have a head, tail. I mean, most things that have a head and tail, they never meet.
I know it. I know it.
I
know it.
I know it.
I got it. I'm not an idiot.
Before I'm gonna guess too.
Steven, I'm throwing it my way.
I see it. Go give it to me.
I don't know. I'm just. I don't know.
Can I steal?
That's exactly what I said.
Hold on. Let me think.
All right. 5,
I don't know.
4,
Thinking like something crazy, like beer or something.
3, 2,
beer. I'm going beer. I don't know.
1. Final guess.
Beer.
Matthew, what is it? Beer. And okay, let's. Oh, Andrew, what's going to be yours if you're stealing it?
What is a coin?
Yep, I had coin too.
What
is a coin?
It's good. It's good.
That was good. All right.
Let's do celebrities for 400.
Celebrities for 400. A marine biologist who went oh my gosh, really?
A marine biologist who went on to create SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah. It's it's
I
like
don't
the
know
creators.
who created. The only
Matt,
thing
do you
that's
know?
coming to my brain is Sandy Cheeks.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Nope. Andrew, you just
Steve.
gonna guess?
Steve. I'm going with Steve. Steve something.
Yeah,
Steve
it's,
something. Is it? It's
I
like
think
Steve Squirry or Steve Squire or something like that? Or
that's what I think it is.
I'm
Sandy
saying that.
Cheeks.
I'm saying that. Steve S. I don't know his last name. Steve. I was right.
Yeah.
I mean, you were like not right, but
All right,
close.
Matt, your turn.
Yeah, give me video games 500. I have to catch up.
Choose between 9 different classes. Defeat an
Stopping a
enemy
cart?
team.
Or stealing a briefcase. 9 different classes. Stealing a cart or stealing a briefcase. Stopping a cart, not stealing a cart. Stopping a cart. So it's obviously a game where there's different heroes or whatever.
Mhm.
I instantly go to Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six,
Mhm.
and then I go to Overwatch.
That's where I go.
With
I went there too.
The briefcase thing. There's no briefcase in Overwatch, so that's throwing me off.
The cart thing is throwing me off. What do you think it is, Jax?
There's a cart in Overwatch. There's no briefcase in Overwatch, but it's something like that.
It's got to be Overwatch.
9, but there's not 9. There's more than 9 classes. There's only 3 classes, and there's a bunch of heroes, so it can't be that.
All right, 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8.
What is CS:GO?
8.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
All right, ready?
8.
Yeah, just
I gotta be wrong.
6,
I was gonna say Fortress.
That should have been a 600.
Ooh, all right, let's do movies for 500.
A village full of small rainbow creatures get attacked by an ogre-like monster.
Village full of small rainbow creatures. Oh, what is Trolls?
What is Trolls?
Yes.
I'm getting stomped, dude. I don't know if I can catch up.
Can't.
I need
Let's see.
1,700 points. Let's see.
You gotta catch all these riddles,
I
brother.
mean, it's possible. Give me the riddles. 400. I'm tall when I'm young, and I'm short when I'm old. I'm tall when I'm young, and I'm short.
This is a hard
when
one.
I'm old. Tall when I'm young.
No,
Short.
not yet. No, stop something. I'll tell you when, okay?
I know.
Old.
This one.
Tall when I'm young, I'm short when I'm old. Tall when I'm young, short. Tall when I'm young, and I'm
Give
short.
them the countdown.
10, 9,
I don't know.
8,
Man.
7,
Yeah, riddles are hard.
6,
Yeah.
5. This was a hard one.
I'm gonna. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna go with like temper.
No,
Timber.
here's my guess.
All right, wait, no, it's yours. Not yet, Jax. What's yours?
A tail, like a tall tail.
I'm gonna say your shadow.
Ooh,
I'm going. Go ahead. Hit it, Jax.
Candle.
Oh, that's good.
It's good.
I'm gonna have to use that one.
It's really good.
Oh, that's gonna have to clean house.
Let's
Pretty much everything
do
else.
Disney for let's do video games for 200.
A children falls into a cave known as the Underground, a mysterious location filled with various monsters.
Isn't that Tears of the Kingdom? Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom?
That could be literally any. It could be literally any Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Could pick
You going
one.
with that one?
Sure.
All right,
I'm pretty sure.
Matt, you
they
got
call
any
that-
guess?
They call that the depths.
Yeah, just
No,
give
that
me.
can't be right.
Give me Ocarina. I don't know.
all right, ready?
Undertale. Nope.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
All right, give
Matt's
me
still in the game.
Celebrity 300.
The well-known country
I
singer.
don't even know
Did you
countries.
say song?
What are the freaking
Much
odds
too
of that?
young. And the thunder rolls. Oh my! Really? You don't know this song?
I don't know either one of these.
Just do you know any country singers?
Yeah, you better throw
Yeah.
a big name
I
out there.
instantly go to Brad Paisley for some reason, but
mean,
I
that's
don't
a
know.
big country singer, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
right.
Thunder, Johnny Cash.
Mhm.
All right, Andrew, what you got anything on it?
Or is it Will
I
Nelson?
mean, I don't know this, but I'm just gonna throw out
I know
George
the answer.
Strait.
Is it George Strait?
No,
I just say I'm talking Johnny
it's
Cash.
what
Kenny
is going to
Chesney.
be Garth Brooks.
Ah,
The
Garth
thunder
Brooks.
rolls.
That's so stupid that Andrew gets who created SpongeBob and I get freaking
I didn't
In the
even
top-
get that.
in the top 5 songs from the 1980s.
All right, Matt, go.
It's Andrew's turn.
Oh, Andrew,
No,
go.
I thought I just. No, is it my turn?
it's
Riddles
your
for 300. You go at red, but you stop at green.
You go at red. Oh, dude, I don't know what this is.
I think it's like rainbow friends because it said the color red.
And you go at red, but you stop at green.
To me, it looks like rainbow friends.
I have no idea. A colorblind driver.
Rainbow friends.
What? Matt, you gonna try to steal it, or you got nothing?
I don't know.
Go at
You go at red, stop at green. Okay. Obviously, driving is like what I go to, but
can't be driving.
I
You
get
can't be
it.
driving.
I'm now thinking of green and red objects,
It has to be good.
and one comes to mind
Which
that
one?
fits this bill, but the word "go" is throwing me off. But I'm gonna say, just red and green things, a watermelon. But like, "go" isn't the word I would use. I would use probably "eat." But watermelon is my final guess. I can't think of anything else green and red.
I'm gonna go.
Christmas.
I don't know what this one is, but I'm gonna go with a strawberry.
Strawberry.
Oh, watermelon!
Go on.
It was a watermelon. Did he get the points for that?
You got the point. Give him the points.
Yeah, I gave him the points. That was good.
Give him the
strawberry
points.
is good too, though. Strawberry would have been
Yeah.
good too. I just don't eat strawberries,
All right.
dude. I still can't even come back. I don't think. Give me Disney. Give me Disney too. I just need easy points at this point.
A woman.
What is Cinderella?
It's all Snow White.
I'm gonna try to give you a chance. Give me video
It's
games
not
for
possible.
100.
2, 3, 600.
In this game, you play as a plumber whose task is.
Who is Mario? Super Mario Bros.
There we go.
Andrew, honestly, you're lame, dude.
Huh?
I can't do anything now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right.
Movies
Well,
200.
Movies 200.
Yes.
Around a boy, a band.
Other fifth graders?
Hey, I know this one.
Oh, I know this one too.
It's the little white kid with the red hair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's not that one, Andrew.
Oh,
It's not
dang.
that one.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, okay. It's the other. Okay.
I don't know the name of it.
I
It
don't
came
know
out
what the
like 2
movie
years
is.
ago.
Like recently. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
the name of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I know. I can see the kid's face.
Yeah.
I think it's
Face.
called. Are you guys giving up or no?
Andrew.
Is this my movie? I thought this was yours.
I don't know it.
I said what is powder, but that's not right.
No, that's a
Powder.
white kid. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
a
kid that
creepy
gets-
ass electric
It's the
kid.
same premise.
It's called like this. This movie's called like Wander or Wonders or something
Yes,
like that.
like Warner or something like that. Yeah.
Wonder.
That's it. Matt can't win it, right? Yeah.
I can't. There's no way.
600. All right, we'll try to get this one. Double it. Figure it out. I'm yours, but
This is easy.
yeah, I know this one. If you get this wrong, Andrew, you lose half of your points.
Damn, half is kind of crazy, but
Name. What is your name?
it took you long enough.
What
Big old
is
forehead.
the
Hey, I was
name?
going for the win, the kill.
All right. That was the game. It was not crazy funny or humorous, but it
Wasn't even
pretty
close.
fun,
yep, this is the worst game Matt's ever lost. I think.
Yeah, I got
Andrew's-
smacked.
Yeah, Andrew got the easiest walk in the park.
Came to play, boys.
Yeah, my
It's-
Came to
freaking
play.
my video game
Riddles.
600 was like, what was the highest selling game at the hour of 12 o'clock on a Monday evening on June 25th of 1980s?
And Andrew's is all, what's the opposite of on?
Exactly.
Off.
Luck
Yeah.
of the draw, my friend. Luck of
There
the
you
draw.
go. I guess we'll see next
Yeah,
week
I'll
when Andrew
maybe
comes to
someone's-
play.
Maybe someone's tipping the board your way. I don't know.
Maybe.
Feels so good to win.
All right, folks. Let's wrap it up our show. Well, like 10 minutes over than usual, but that's okay. We're entertaining. You love us. See you next week. Next week, we'll be rotating spots once again, as always.
Like, subscribe.
Comment, like, follow us on the RSS, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. Follow us everywhere you can find us at Slightly Unqualified. Pretty easy to find us. Gentlemen, any saving graces, any adioses?
I already got corrected 2 months ago. They said, Kevin Feige said that Deadpool 3 will be part of Phase 6. So pretty pissed. I didn't want to say anything until after the show was over. Halfway through my argument, I saw it and I was like, I'm going balls deep into this argument. So we're just going to, I don't think he goes into it still, standing on that one, but he's going to be part of Phase 6.
Well, if we are in honest time, I secretly believe that Sabine is going to be a Jedi. No, I
Okay.
don't. I'm doubling down. She is just
No,
a Mandalorian.
Hold on.
No,
I
cut it.
I
Kill it.
let me, as the host, I appreciate that like we try and make this argumentative and like podcasting, but as the guy who stood on both of those things, I'm pretty pissed right now.
Hey, we love you guys. God bless. Take care.